Can we build a competitive Yu-Gi-Oh deck staying under $50? We find out now. How's it going, Yugi peeps? Welcome back to Rain Knight Gaming. I'm Rain Knight, and in this series, I like to give a shout out to the players who are shorter on time and even shorter on a budget. The players that like to count their pennies. Welcome to Yu-Gi-Oh Under 50. Every video we're going to highlight here is a great budget deck you can pick up for mega cheap. Then, I'm going to give you a deck profile, a tutorial, or combo, just to show you how the deck works. Okay, let's jump into it. I'm feeling like playing something control, and nothing says control like Paleo Frog. Paleo Frog is super easy to learn, super fun, and super cheap. I had a lot of cards on this list, so I only had to order a few key pieces. So disregard my rarities and only order the cheapest printings you can find. Feel free to make changes to the deck to fit your playstyle, and make the deck your own. Okay, that's enough jibber jabber, let's get into the deck. Okay, first up, we're playing 3 of the main boy Swap Frog. He's basically your main play starter and is a key piece to your frog combo. Then we're going to be playing 3 Dupe Frog. Dupe Frog is kind of just a name. You can get a draw off him, but you're usually going to miss timing with him, so don't worry about it. Then we're playing 2 Ronin Toden. You can play 3, but I prefer 2 because it rounds out nicely. Then we're going to just have a name. You could go for lots of different ones, but I like doing the Poison Draw Frog. Then, Honorary Toad, our Torment statue, just to grieve our opponents. Then we get into our traps. We've got our 3 Canada. That's what I call it. He's basically a Book of Moon. Then we've got 3 Aloides. He's a back row remover. Can take out 1 back row. Really awesome. Then we have 2 Dino-Miscus. Remember, with all these cards, if you play a trap and this is in the graveyard, you get to summon it out as a monster. Then we've got our Malorolor. You play 1, and another 1 Lacadudu. You can read them on the screen there, because a lot of these things are impossible to read. Then we got 2 Compulse, just a great stall tactic. And we've got 2 of our Torrential Tributes. It's a good card. And we've got 2 Trap Tricks. This could get bumped up to 3 if you want to, so something to look at. We've got 2 Crackdown, steals your opponent's monster. It's great for linking off. Then we've got more back row removal. Heavy Storm Duster, just removes 2. Also can activate your Paleos in the grave. A little bit of spice. We've got Froggy Force Field. It's basically just a Mirror Force if you have a frog on board. Speaking of Mirror Forces, I run 2 Storming and 1 OG Mirror Force. You can mix it any Mirror Forces you want here. They're just nice for removal and getting the game moving that way. 1 Armory Call. This goes into a card you're going to see here in a little bit. It lets you pull a equip spell out. Imperial Order. It's a great one of. Always got to put it in the deck. Here, Fury of Kaioshin. This is how you get Torrential Tribute. And it protects your water monsters. Pretty cool. Then, here's our equip spell. It makes it so if you equip it to one of your frogs or any other monster, you can hit for over 100 over anything. Helping getting things into the graveyard, Reasoning, pretty awesome. Getting to the extra deck, the baddest boy in the deck, totally awesome. I play him at 2, would like to play him at 3 if budget allows. Then we've got a couple more Paleozoics. These guys are awesome. They're immune to other card effects and do a lot of removal. They're great cards. Helping to OTK, there is Cat Shark. He's pretty awesome, doubles attacks. We get into our Link monster. We've got Phoenix. We've got our Dino Doodaboo. He's removal. And then Mr. Boy, I got Mr. Chico Estalia. He's great Link material. Then we've got some good removal. We've got Trispania and our win condition, Borosword. He's awesome. Okay, let's do a test hand just to kind of see what the deck can do right off the gate going first. So we're going to start out drawing our 5. Let's see what we get here. Starting out with Book of Moon, Reasoning, Toad, Kaioshin, and Toad. Okay, this is a great hand. So this is basically an ideal hand right here. you're going to want to start out doing your reasoning so you can get stuff right into your graveyard. Hindsight, maybe I should have done Kaioshin first in case I banished all of my traps there, but ends up being okay here. We get one of the toads, so we get to summon that straight out. Didn't get any of our Paleozoics, which sucks, but we'll live. Then, swap frog. You send a frog to the graveyard, you get to summon him out, and then you get to put a frog in the graveyard. This is why he is the best frog in the deck and really gets you going. You always want to see one of these in your opening hand. If I could run 4, I would run 4. So you just want to throw a different name. Also, you can send him back to your hand and then normal summon him to do the exact same thing. This loads up your graveyard right off the bat, especially with the reasoning. If you would have gotten some Paleos in there, this would have been deadly. So our graveyard is loaded up, and that Ronin Totem is now live because all you have to do is banish another toad, and you get to summon him out onto the field. Really awesome thing, Ronin Totem, not once per turn. If you've got the frogs in the graveyard, you can keep doing it. Right here, we're going to XZ summon into our Totally Awesome. So we've got Book of Moon that we're going to be able to place. Also, we're going to use this Kaioshin to get a Torrential Tribute, and the Kaioshin is going to go into the grave, and when we hit Torrential Tribute, we're going to banish the Kaioshin, and it protects all of our water monsters. So you set your other's trap, and in the standby phase, take one of your frogs, put it in the grave, and you get to summon another frog to the field. You know what we're going to summon, swap frog, so we can send more frogs to the graveyard. It's just an engine that keeps on rolling every turn and can be super annoying because you're just going to keep sending those frogs to graveyard, keep getting them back out, keep summoning Totally Awesomes, and they're just gnarly. So assuming we actually have to use Totally Awesome, we hit one of our frogs, we're going to use our Canadia on something, and then we'll use our Torrential Tribute to wipe their board again. That's 3 interruptions. And so you just banish your Kaioshin so you don't have to worry about your monsters getting deleted. Theirs go to the graveyard. And hopefully that stops them that turn, and you can go into your turn and get your draw, which we're not even going to bother with because we don't even need it. We're going to hit our frog again, dumping a frog into the graveyard. And obviously this is just more names to keep on recycling the Ronin Totems. That is basically the name of the game. So we're going to get him out there. There he is. Now, as you can see, we have all kinds of stuff in the graveyard. Even here, we could even bring one of those guys back into our hand, summon out again to put more frogs in the graveyard. We don't even need to do that. We've got all the materials we need right now to end the game. So, as you can see, we've got a full board of toads. We're going to go ahead and link summon so we can get these Ronin Totems back into the graveyard. And we're going to summon our Mr. Boy, or Spanish Mr. Boy. He's much sexier. That lets us continue banishing frogs to get more frogs. It's just one of those things that keeps on keeping on. As you can see, we have more. So again, full board. And what we can do with this is go into Borosword. So we're going to do our Link 2 and our 2 frogs and go into a Link 4 Borosword. Borosword is nasty. He's got some really cool effects. He can attack twice if he's able to shift something into defense position, or he can take attack from your opponent. Also, just to add insult to injury, we're going to summon out our Cat Shark, who can detach one and double a water monster's attack. That is our frog, hitting for 4,400. This, I believe, is a little over 10,000. Use Borosword's effect on Cat Shark and swing to the face for game. That's a control deck OTKing, friends. Let's do a small highlight to a couple of the cards that are a little odd. Yeah, you might not have seen as much. So Torrential Tribute and the Kaioshin and a frog. You saw in the preview there how it works. The Kaioshin protects our frog, and Torrential destroys other monsters. Pretty cool. Again, we've got our frog force field. Basically, if they attack into a frog, flip this up, and it's a mirror force. It just destroys all their face-up attack position monsters, which is probably a lot. It's really awesome. No one's gonna see it coming. Then, of course, you didn't really get to see them too much in the preview there, so our Paleozoics. Paleozoics are awesome. They come in and out of the graveyard, and they can turn into these monsters, which help you get more Paleozoics to pop more cards on the field, and use their effects to pop more cards on the field. And as you can see, we run a lot of Paleozoics. So it's another one of those things that keeps on rolling, and this deck just never runs out of steam. There you go, peoples. Altogether, this will run you about $45, so there's some wiggle room to add some cards or change out for different cards. You can also see why this deck can be a big pain to deal with and has an easy line to OTK. So go out there and get your game on. I love GX. Oh, it's dumb. Okay, that's it for me this episode. Thanks for watching Yu-Gi-Oh! Under 50, and I'll see you guys next time. See you!